Sandy and Randy, it's good to see you. Let me be clear on something. I'm the mayor of the city, and I'm going to make some tough choices. And people are not going to agree with some of them. They're going to look through their primary lens. They're going to talk about different things. But generals lead from the front. I was not elected to follow. I was not elected to be fearful, but to be fearless. I must move this city forward. If it's about ridding our streets of guns, it's about turning around our educational system, it's about dealing with our economy. I know people would like to stay and just pinpoint one issue and one item and make a decision, but I have to take the totality of my city and your city to turn around. And I want to be clear, I am unafraid of making the decisions, just like I was unafraid to put on that uniform and patrol the streets of this city. Tough choices take a tough person to be able to make them. And I know and you know, 8.8 million people in this city, 30 million opinions. I got it. And today, the decision we're not making it loosely, haphazardly. We're not doing it because they're precious to do it. We're doing it because the city has to function. We're leading the entire country, for the most part, in unemployment. We're seeing unbelievable vacancies in our business district. Everyday men and women that are standing right here is dependent on our economy turning around so they can provide for their families. Then we have to have vaccination rules to make sure that we don't close down the city again. You take all of the combinations of what we must do, and you realize you better have a mayor that's willing to make those tough choices and willing to stand up and do what's right. And that is what we're doing today. Today, we're joining and saying that we will continue to take steps for New Yorkers, for visitors to come back to this city, to ensure that union employees are working, to ensure that we open our entertainment venues, our ballparks, our concert stages, to bring people to this city. A multi-billion-dollar industry is tied to tourism. That's a real issue for us. And I've always said over and over again, we're going to focus on the science, we're going to do what's right, and we're going to make sure we're healthy. And being healthy is not only physically healthy, it's economically healthy. Unemployment leads to the economic unhealthiness of this city. All of these things are taken into mind. And since we lifted the mask mandate for K-12 students, cases have remained low. I stated we were going to peel this back in a smart way, one step at a time. And the same goes with our lifting of the Patriot requirements under the key to New York City. Another layer peeled away. New York City is at a low-risk environment. And so today we take another step in the city's economic recovery and support local businesses, entertainers, and performances, and those performance venues across the entire city. And just like as any player, some people will boo us, but there are also those who will be employed and would cheer us. That is not only the game of baseball, but that's the game of life. And we have to be on the field in order to win in both the game of life. Today I signed Emergency Executive Order 62, expanding the performance exemption to private employer mandates. This is about putting New York City-based performers on a level playing field. Day one, when I was mayor, I looked at the rule that stated hometown players had an unfair disadvantage for those who were coming to visit. And immediately I felt we needed to look at that, but my medical professionals say, Eric, we're at a different place. We have to wait until we're at a place where we're at a low area and we can re-examine some of the mandates. We're here today. Currently, only non-residents are exempt under this executive order. We expanded it to residents of New York City. It's unimaginable. We were treating our performers differently because they lived and played for home teams. It's not acceptable. This exemption has been put in our sports teams as at a self-imposed competitive disadvantage. But this new order would help boost our economy. Now, before I go on, let's be clear about this. I've said it and I will continue to say, all of us should be vaccinated, even our players. We will continue to promote vaccinations and booster shots. It's imperative that we do so. That's how we got here. That's why we have an NBA season, because of the vaccination. Over 90% of players did so. And I'm hoping that we will reach the 100% numbers in both Major League Baseball and in basketball and other professional sports. We will continue to push and hope that they do the vaccination and booster shots. This is about supporting our local vendors, our local stores and performers. Walking outside of Yankee Stadium the other day and hearing those vendors on the ground that benefit from the baseball season saying how important it is. Players attract people to the stadium. And even here in this area where, what I will continue to say, Shea Stadium, vendors benefit. These union employees who make sure this field is operating benefit from the teams being here. And our nightlife, we're going to keep our nightlife industry thriving. A $35.1 billion industry. Everything from the cook, the dishwasher, the bartender, the busboy or girl, all feeds into this nightlife industry. And by putting our home teams on equal playing field, we increase their chances of winning, and that has a real impact on our city. This is just not fans in the stands, but it is people in the stores. Every time a championship or a game is played here at Yankee or Met Stadium, it's a boost to $11 million into our economic impact for New York City during the playoff seasons. These are real dollars, and they play a major role. And I want to be clear. Expanding this exemption, which only applies to a small number of people, is crucial. We are simply making sure the rules apply equally to everyone who is a performer, regardless of where they perform their craft. We're going to continue to ensure that New York City is safe and our economy recover in a real way. We will look for other ways to ease restrictions, which is when it is safe to do so. As I stated, we're going to peel it back and turn around the economy in this city. Tough choice, difficult choice. There are going to be those who will say yay and those who will say nay. But that's what I was elected to do. I was elected to make these tough choices. I think generals come during wartime and peacetime. This is a wartime. COVID is a battle. Our economy is a battle. Crime is a battle. I'm not a peacetime general. I'm a wartime general. And I'm not going to lead this city from the rear. I'm going to lead this city from the front. And that's what generals do. We need to recover our city from crime, from economic devastation, from uncertainty. This is the city I inherited. And this is not going to be the city that I'm going to leave. New York is back. They're going to be strong. They're going to be resilient. And they're going to show America how to be the resiliency that we all could become. Deputy Mayor.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.